Hey gang, it's Kim George here from YourChicGeek.com, and I want to welcome you to a brand spanking new video. So, if you've ever wanted to create your own puzzle book for Amazon, but you got stuck on the design part, this video is definitely going to be for you. So in this video, what I'm going to be doing is showing you guys how to design an epic and professional looking puzzle book cover using one of the templates from the Low Content Collective, which is my personal membership. But the goal with this is to basically show you guys, of course, how templates can really make things easy and how I actually go about the process of taking just a standard template, how I switch things up, and how I really, turn it into something and make it look like something that is, totally different from the standard kind of template that you get. So let's go ahead and let's dive into the video. And before we actually dive in, first off, I would love for you guys to please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely help to push this video through the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you're interested and you want to learn how to go about using book branding to sell more low content books, I have a video that's going to be coming out next that talks about a book brand that I've built. I'm going to talk about how much I'm making with the book brand per month, which is really, really great. So I'm hoping to scale that to even more, but how important it is to basically really go into the world of book branding from a strategic publishing perspective versus just kind of, publishing random books here and there. But anyways, long story short, if you're interested in learning more about how to do that, you can head over to check out From Publish to Profit. That is my flagship course. Link is going to be below. And I also have some freebies. One is a free swipe file and list of over 200 low content and medium content book ideas you can publish and sell for coin. Link is going to be below for that. And then also a free workshop. But let's go ahead and let's dive into this tutorial. Hey gang, so for this portion of the video, I decided to come on camera so we can rock it out together. And I just want to show you guys quickly how I went through and how I use this template to start with, which I mentioned that this is a puzzle book template that is a part of the Low Content Book Collective. And this is in the Puzzle Book Builder Creator, a Puzzle Book Creator Toolkit, which features some cover designs for puzzle books that you can use and some templates, and then also an interior that you can mix, match, and all of that good stuff as well. But this is the cover page that I started with. So I want to show you guys how I went from this to this final design. So we're going to work through this together. Forgive me if my screen kind of flickers or my camera kind of flickers. It's all good. We're going to get into this thing and we're going to make this epic. So the first thing that I thought about was I wanted to think about who I was designing for. And I think this is really, really, really important for any design that you're going into. I knew that for this specific project that I wanted to design this cover or design this book for a senior. Okay, so with that in mind, I knew that I wanted to change up the colors and and I just want to say this, any template that you use, guys, you never want to keep it the same. You definitely want to do everything that you can to change that template, to really wake it up, to make it look like something that is really unique and that is something truly different and apart from the actual template itself. Okay, so anyways, just wanted to make sure you guys know that. So, but anyways, I wanted to design this puzzle book cover design for some seniors. So the first thing that I thought about was, okay, what kind of color palette do I want to apply that would work for seniors? Now, whenever I'm looking for different color palettes or I'm trying to figure out what color palettes to use, one of the things that I like to do is just go to Google and just type in, give me a color palette idea for a senior or a teen or a kid, and etc. You can also use ChatGPT to find that information as well. But I just settled on this color palette right here. I think this is a really nice color palette right here. So this is what I'm going to be using to do the cover design. So let's go ahead and let's scroll down so we can get the actual colors for the palette. So here's the actual palette right here. But if you were to, click on these different colors, you can see that there's going to be a button right here where you can copy in the hexadecimal code. And that's how I was able to change up the colors in the design. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this color code right here. And then we're going to go ahead and apply this to this design. So the first part is going to be the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to plus. And I'm just going to go ahead and change up these colors really quickly so you see it changed all of that. And then now what I want to do is come over and I want to change this color. I think that's what I did. Yep. I think that's what I did there. Actually, I think that I did this side too. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do paste. So there we go. So I changed up this color pretty much. Now, to me, this is a little kind of plain. So I really wanted to wake this up a bit more. So to do that, I decided to go through and I added a background or a little image right here to the bottom to just kind of give it a little bit of contrast from the top to the bottom. So I think I went into elements over here in Canva, and I think I just typed in something like dots. And I'm gonna go to here and go to free. I'm just gonna look for free different elements that I can use for the dots. So I'm gonna click see all, and I think I use, let's see, a dots pattern. I guess what I typed in. Yeah, so I think I did something like dots pattern, and it started giving me all these different ones right here. And I can't find the specific one that I use, but I'm just gonna use this one. It should work fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this halfway. I'm gonna bring this out, and then I'm gonna change this to white because it's too, it's too pronounced. And actually, no, I don't like that. I need to find this pattern. I'm gonna go to, let's see here. Let me go to see all and go to recently used because it should be in here. Here it is right here. So this is the pattern that I use right here. This is a free pattern in Canva. Everything that I'm going to be using for the most part is going to be free. You want to use free elements, especially when you're in Canva, or you can actually generate your own elements over in something like AI. But this is the pattern that I use at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and add this here. And I'm going to spread this out. And we're going to draw this all the way down right here to bring it about halfway. I think that's about good, or that's pretty good. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to position, and I'm going to go to back because I want this behind the elements here. And then the last thing I'm going to do is go here and I'm going to change the color to white. Okay. Now, actually, the last thing I want to do is I want to adjust the transparency. So I want this to be kind of subtly in the background right here. So that's basically what I did to kind of change that up. So we're good right there. Now, in order to really change this part here from the original design that I started with, I added this ribbon shape right here. And so before I even do that, I'm going to go ahead and add the title. Now, I just came up with the generic title on the fly. I highly suggest it for you guys, for your title, you want to make sure that it's something that is, keyword friendly, or something that really is going to stand out, that's going to draw some attention, or whatever it is. But I just kind of came up with this generic title. So it's the Mixed Puzzles Activity Book, and then a large print puzzle book for seniors. So we're going to go ahead and add that here. So the Mixed Puzzle Activity Book, and then a large book, a large print puzzle book for seniors. Okay, so large print means anything 16 and above, I think is what it is. Okay, so that's what I did here. All right, now the next thing that I did do was to change the color of the yellow, and I used the yellow that is in the color palette that I found online, which is here. So I'm going to go ahead and click copy to copy this color code, and then I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to go to these to the colors in here, and we're going to change this yellow. We're going to go here, and I'm just going to drop this color code right here, and then I'm going to change this for now. And then everything else, I think, is going to, yeah, so that's going to be that yellow as well. So we're going to change these colors as well. All right. Now, one thing that I wanted to do again, because I felt like something was missing here at the top, was I'm going to go ahead and add the ribbon that I did up here to the top. And the image that I use, or the element, is actually under Elements in Canva. So I'm going to go to Elements, going to go back, and then I'm going to go to See All. And I think the element that I used, you have to move myself out of the way, is this one right here. It's free. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. And then I'm going to drag this over. I'm going to go here. I'm going to bring this down. And I'm going to bring this over. And I just felt like it was missing something at the top right here. And I think the ribbon really did kind of make it jump out a little bit better. And then what I think I did was I ungrouped these two. Put that here. So I'm going to lock this, and I'm going to grab this as a group, bring this up, and then I want to bring this up into the middle of the ribbon. And then here, I actually did change the ribbon, I forgot, from the this color right here, of course, to this color. And then I changed this color to a darker purple because of the contrast. I needed some contrast there. All right, so I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to use the same color in the palette. And then as I stated, for this right here, I needed to change this to something darker because of the contrast, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go here, but I think I went to a darker purple. So I think I just used this dark purple that I already had in a palette that I used previously. So, and if you want something like, for example, if you're looking for a color that you can use and you maybe don't know what the a hexadecimal color code is, then what you can do is you can just come over into Canva and you can just do, let me go here to show you guys real quick. So you can just come here and right here, when you click on this, you can just click inside of this box and just do like dark purple. You see, and it'll bring up some different dark purple colors and stuff that you can use. Okay, so that looks fine. That's pretty much what I did there. All right, so now we are good. Now, the last thing that I did do was I moved these up. And so I'm going to have to reduce the size of this a little bit here. And I want to bring this right here, this text, again, to try to make this as different as I can up here. And so I'm going to have to move this ribbon up a little bit. So we're going to push this up just a tad. And then we're going to push this up just a tad. And then I'm going to bring this up. And I think I had to bring this box right here and all of this down. So I'm going to lock this element to make sure that it doesn't move. And then I'm going to click all of this and I'm going to bring this down. Okay, that's perfect. So I can have enough room for this to show. All right, that looks pretty good. And I'm not like some star designer, guys. I just kind of go with the flow sometimes on things. If it looks good and it feels good to me, then a lot of times I'll just go with it. Now, I actually think that this is a darker yellow. I think it is. So let me find, let's see here. I don't think it is, or maybe it is, it's yellow. Okay, we're gonna leave it as is for now. So this is fine. Okay, now the next thing I wanted to do was to, I wanted to, of course, fill in these boxes right here, these frames. So these are draggable frames that you can basically take an image or take, you know, some kind of graphic, or not a graphic, but it has to be an image, and you can upload them into the frames. So a lot of the puzzle books that I've seen that are similar on Amazon, they actually have like an image or a screenshot of the actual types of puzzles that are inside of the book. So we can see here that you have word search, you know, number search, Sudoku, trivia, word scramble, and mazes. So these are some of the puzzles that are featured in the book. Now, if you were to do the similar kind of book, then you want to do the same thing. You want to feature the actual puzzles that are inside of your puzzle book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to uploads, and then I'm going to go to the puzzles that I downloaded. And then I'm also going to go ahead and upload these here. All right. Now, I actually use ChatGPT just to kind of generate some mock-ups, if you will, of some of the images that I'm going to be dragging in here. And this is something that you guys can feel free to do as well. It's actually probably the best thing to do because I found it hard to find images that actually represent these puzzle types, all right, to drag into these boxes. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and let's see, the first one is a crossword puzzle. So I'm just going to go ahead and drag that in here so we can bring that down. And then the next one is a word search. I think I just dragged this one in here. I think, yep. And I will probably, you know, find something that looks a little bit better, maybe with the lines and stuff drawn around. I think I found an image somewhere for that one, but for the sake of time, we're just going to use this one. But you get what I mean, right? The next one is a, what is this? This is, oh, Sudoku. So this is a Sudoku puzzle. So what I did also is I went to, in Canva, and I went to look for Sudoku, and then I went to photos, all right? And then again, you have to select free and see if you can find anything for free. So this is one right here that is available for free. And so what I could do is I could just drag this in here. It looks a little off, but you guys get the idea. You can use something that looks a little bit better. And then I actually did trivia questions. So I'm going to go to uploads, and this is what I got from ChatGPT. So I'm going to double click to drag that down. And then I think I did match the shadow, and then I had a maze. So we're going to do match the shadow here. I'm going to drag that, double click to drag that down. And then we're going to do a maze. So we're going to do maze. Okay. And then we're going to see if we can find a maze, an image of a maze that we can use for free in here. And sometimes it will take you a little bit to find things that are free. If you're not able to find anything for free, just go to AI and prompt it and just find, what you need there. All right, so let's go to graphics. Yeah, so here we go with graphics. So that's what I'm looking for. So I'm just going to, I know it's not going to have the white background though. That's the problem. Nope, that's not going to work. I need an actual image. All right, so let me just go to photos. I'm just going to take off free. I'm just going to find something real quick just to drag it in here so we can keep moving. So here's something. I wouldn't recommend this because this is a pro item. All right, but I'm just showing you guys, what you can do and how I went about this. Okay, so that is the image that I use for the maze puzzle. But again, you want to use something that is AI generated or something that is free. Now, the last thing that I wanted to do is because this is for seniors, I needed to figure out how to put seniors on the cover to relay that. So what I did was I just basically went to ChatGPT and I asked it to generate just a couple of senior kind of images, show them kind of, in activity or playing games and just in different kind of poses. And this is basically what it gave me, which I think this came out really good. Now, the key here is that I asked it to give me something that is using the color scheme of the cover that I have right here. Okay, so now that we kind of have our cover filled in for the most part with the colors that we want to use, with the images that we wanted to add to our design and so on and so forth, what I need to do now is I needed to add some images to the cover to really try to wake it up, right? So since this is a senior book, we need to add images that are of seniors. That just makes sense. So what I did was I just went over to ChatGPT and asked it to generate some clip art for me of seniors. And so this is kind of what it came up with. And I liked how these turned out. So I'm just going to go ahead and download these images right quick. And then what we're going to do is, again, forgive my camera, it's just doing its thing, is we're going to go ahead and upload these into Canva. I'm going to go ahead and upload these. And then I'm going to just strategically place the couple of the images into the corners of the book. And that was pretty much all I did, right? So I think I had the lady over here to the right. So we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to upload her. And what I love about Canva is that you can easily remove the background from these images and you can crop out certain things that you don't want. So to remove the background, we're just going to do background remover. That's going to take care of that. Gone in a minute. And then I'm going to double click to basically crop this out. And I'm going to crop out all of the other images that I don't want to use for now. I just want her. So there she is. And I'm just going to move her. You got to kind of be careful so that she doesn't drag into the actual puzzle. But this is the first image that I have over here to the right. And then over to the left, I think I had this guy with the game book, right? Which is fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. Canva, would you please stop? So I'm going to go back here. And then I'm going to go to background remover once more. And then I'm going to double click and I'm going to crop him out or crop out all of the other characters that I don't want to use. And then I'm going to drag him over to this section right here. And that is pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much all I did. Okay, there's so much more that you can do, but this is just kind of what I came up with. I thought this was a really quick way to kind of put this together. Some other things that I probably would have done was I probably would have incorporated some of the other green, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to do that. I just wanted to kind of show you guys quickly what I was able to come up with in using a template, but kind of transforming it and making it look as different as I could from the original. All right. Now, the back part of this design, I didn't really do anything, but what you can do, of course, is just, use ChatGPT or some other AI tool to help you come up with the content for the back matter and the back cover of the design. And then once you are done, you basically want to check your dimensions, check everything, and make sure everything is good. And I'm also going to change this. I think this is the actual yellow that I used too. Yeah, it was a little bit darker. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one. Okay. So I'm going to change it to this. Nope, to that. That's okay. All right. We're going to leave it as is. But all I was going to say is that for the back matter of the back part of the book, you can definitely, find some different ways to wake it up, to make it look good. You can add screenshots of the puzzles that you have in the book. There's so many different things you can do. But once you're done and you're happy with the way that your puzzle, your cover looks, then it's just time to basically download it and print it off to upload it into KDP. Okay, so now one other thing that I did want to mention is that with the covers, because there's multiple covers that come with this toolkit, is there's also an interior where you can mix and match and just add your own kind of flair, your designs and things like that to the interior for your puzzle book. And the interior basically looks like this. The cover design and the interior are made for an 8.5 by 11 book, and I don't know if I mentioned that, but this is kind of like a one that I started just to kind of show you guys an example of what you can do. You can go through here. I added an image there of some seniors that are playing a card game. This is the contents page where you can add your table of contents. This is where you can add your welcome message, and there's a prompt there to help you generate your welcome message in AI. And then these are the separators. These are basically the section dividers, not separators, but the section dividers for the different puzzles that you have in your puzzle book. And so this is an example of one that I put together with really quickly with just a maze. Just kind of show you an example of what that can look like. And then here's one for a word search puzzle as well. But all of the pages in this template can be moved around. You can find all of the designs that look the same. So as an example, these two pages kind of have the same kind of design, but there are some other pages that have different designs. So you can figure out which ones you want to use and link them all together to make your book look cohesive, or mix and match, or whatever you want to do. But I just wanted to again show you guys, how templates can definitely make your life easy. I am a huge proponent of templatizing. I know that's not a word, but templatizing everything and just using things that really that can give me a quicker jump start than trying to sit for hours and start from scratch. Now, if you don't want to, use a template for creating your puzzle book, that's fine. You can use things like AI to come up with your covers, but this is just another effective way, or another faster way, if you don't have the design chops, to create a puzzle book that you can publish and sell on KDP with a template for a cover design and then a template for your interior. Okay, so before we end off this video, I wanted to just show you guys the rest of the template covers that are available within this template, or this puzzle book builder. So these are all of the cover designs that are available. Again, they're all drag and drop. You can change the colors, you can change everything. There are some for kids, there are some for adults, there are some for seniors, there are some for the holidays, and then there are some for teens as well. And again, I can tell you guys, and I have a video that's going to be coming out with the behind the scenes and kind of a case study right now of how a book brand is going for me. And it's an activity book brand that I've created, and it's just using kind of just a simple design. It's nothing too crazy, but I did kind of come up with a neat little concept for it. But things like this is what I use to kind of put things together. They really, really are. And, I just wanted to show you guys, how quickly it can be to put together a puzzle book, a cover design, and then also the interior as well, to save yourself some time if that's something that you want to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be on the lookout for the next video I'm going to have, where I'm going to talk about how the book brand that I have is going, how it's grown, and what I'm working on to expand it to keep growing even further. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Y'all take care and peace out. Bye.